Challenge Writers. This week you will be writing an opinion piece on whether or not you would like to explore the seashore. Hopefully you just listened to the book Where the Wild Things Are and read the book Where Land Meets Sea and watched the video Seashore Science. And so you're going to be thinking about whether or not you'd like to go to the seashore and what the reasons are. We are again going to focus on our challenge level writing traits. And we are still going to work on including a unique, creative, and on-topic audience hook. I know we did that last week, and I want to do one more week of it because I think it's really important. It's also very hard to do. So let's quickly review the types of audience hooks that we have. Number one, pose a question to ponder or to think about. Number two, the power of three. The third one is dialogue. The fourth one, riddle. Fifth one, onomatopoeia. Sixth one is description. The seventh is an amazing fact. And the eighth one is imagine, where you have your reader imagine something. And let's think a minute again for why we use an audience hook. You use an audience hook to grab the reader's attention from the very beginning of your piece of writing so they're excited to jump in and to read it. Instead of just being another piece of writing, it's a unique way to catch the reader's attention in your writing. Go ahead and come with me as we look at the ones I came up with. All right, so these are all the ones that I could use for my piece with the seashore. The pose a question to ponder. Here's one example. Again, you're going to think of your own. These are just one example. Do you know how sea creatures end up in the tide pools along the seashore? That's one question you could ask. For the power of three, you could say, sparkling seashells, slimy jellyfish, gooey seaweed. Natural treasures are all along the seashore. Notice with power of three, you start with a capital and end with an exclamation mark. And same thing, capital, exclamation mark for each of the three phrases. All right, our next one is dialogue. Remember, dialogue is when you're saying something out loud or somebody's talking. So you're going to use the quotation marks on what is being said. You open the quotation marks when the person starts talking and shut the quotation marks when they finish talking. Hey, Dad, come quick. Look at these spiky sea urchins and delicate anemones I found in the tide pools. I shouted excitedly. And again, the part I shouted excitedly is not in quotations because you're not saying it out loud. That's just explaining how you said it. All right. The fourth one is riddle. So it's kind of like a joke or questions that you're asking with the punchline being your topic. All right, so it's questions. What has hermit crabs and sand dollars? What smells salty and fresh? Where can you discover surprises among the rocks? The seashore, of course. And don't forget to tell them what the punchline to your riddle is, which is the topic. All right, go ahead and look at the next one, which is onomatopoeia. Remember, that is what things sound like, as if you were writing it exactly like the sounds it makes. Crash, splash, sploosh. Huge waves pounded the seashore. And I think this next sentence is really important with onomatopoeia because if I just said crash, splash, sploosh, you may or may not know exactly what I'm talking about. So using this next sentence really tells us, keeps us on topic that we're talking about the seashore. All right, the next one is description. So we're really describing a scene so that the reader can picture it as they begin reading. Gentle breezes on your face, wet sand between your toes, rushing waves chasing you along the beach. The seashore is a peaceful place to relax and enjoy. And I did end each one of these phrases, notice they are not complete sentences, with an exclamation mark. I didn't want to put a period because I don't want you to confuse it with a complete sentence. All right. The next one that you could do is you could start your piece of writing with an amazing fact. That would be a great audience hook to catch the reader's attention. Did you know that sea stars have hundreds of suction cup tube feet to stick to the tide pool rocks when a wave comes crashing ashore? So any interesting fact that brings the reader in and says, wow, I want to read more about this. All right, and then imagine. You're trying again to describe so that the reader can imagine what's happening in the writing. Imagine walking along the beach in the late afternoon sun, feeling the cool, wet sand under your bare feet. Crashing waves roll up onto the shore while a light breeze kisses your face. So then, once you've got all these ideas for audience hooks, you need to think of which one really matches your piece and which one you want to start with. You're only going to pick one of them for your piece. The one that I picked was imagine, because especially in this time when we can't really go to the beach much, I want people to feel like they're at the beach and to close their eyes and imagine they're at the beach. So have fun writing those audience hooks. Remember, pick a really good one that matches your piece, and we'll see you soon.